It's time for Myth of the Week.
All right, we're going in the way back machine with this myth this week. I bounced back and forth. I think we're at like 102 myths so far. This one goes back to myth number 42, raceway in a raceway, and so basically it's a true false. If MC cable is permitted to be installed in EMT for protection against physical damage. This one's an interesting one because this actually, what's in the picture is a code violation. This is a violation of 312.5. This is entering into a panel board, and those would have to be transition fittings because they need to be secured when entering the panel board. And this was actually just like an asshole move by somebody. This was a service call that I had, and I was looking for spare pipes, and this is what I saw when I looked up in the ceiling. I was like, okay, no spares, so I got to run out of the panel. But it was kind of like when I looked at it and I saw how they executed this actually is 100% code violation. Now, if these conduits were just sleeving down the wall and like say going into like a receptacle like for like a floor box or something, like underneath the floor, that would be 100% legal. As long as the raceway, the EMT that's used as the sleeve is securely fastened, then that cable is considered securely fastened inside that raceway. So looks like we have somebody else. Welcome in. Awesome. Thanks for joining tonight. That is one of the things that I kind of caught in some of the comments that everyone was leaving, is that they were saying that the cable would have to be secured inside that raceway, and that is not true. That if you're using it as a sleeve, the only thing the code requires is that sleeve is securely fastened per 358.30. So, and like there is cases where I could see, and we're gonna do this next week's myth. I already got it loaded up, and a lot of people said that needed to be stripped out and used as a changeover fitting, and that could be a violation of 110.3b listing and labeling, because if you look at the manufacturer instructions on that MC cable, it tells you strip it out for length and then splice it in a J-box. So nowhere does that manufacturer instruction say strip it out and sleeve it down a raceway. So I think James will have an interesting take on this. There is things that I could be wrong on this. Like I say, that was kind of my take, and this was actually taking this picture was me kind of complaining of whatever installer did this and just took all the spare conduits and just used them for being lazy, you know.
Yeah. Well, as I looked at this, when you go over and look at 330.10a, and it talks about the permitted uses for type MC cable, it says in any raceway.
Right.
Now, that doesn't literally mean you're going to pull it and use it in a raceway. In my opinion, what that gets into is where you got a sleeve going through. And then, I can probably hear somebody coming in making an argument at this point. Well, anything that's metallic that's in there, has to be grounded and all that stuff. Well, you got to remember you're going through and you're sleeving through something, and you're basically touching ground. And
right.
What did he say there? It seems the picture and please the termination. Yeah, there was no termination there because he was coming out of the panel board, and then they just treat it like a sleeve going down, and it didn't terminate. So yeah, I would agree with David 100% on that.
I did kind of leave it open, David, just because I wanted to kind of create that kind of conversation. So I appreciate James kind of taking the different angles this week.
Sure. And the other portion of this is where it talks about MC cable where it's not permitted to be used. And it tells you where it's subject to physical damage. And that is something that you have to look at how are you going to prevent physical damage to it. And you
Sure.
could have something that's in there where you're just sleeving through to provide where you don't have that physical damage. I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at this, because if I go back and look here, I look at the uses permitted, it says it can be used in any raceway.
Right.
Okay. So now you have to look at it from the termination standpoint, where you're going to terminate your connectors and all that. So I
Yeah,
would look
and
at I would look
oh,
at this as, I don't have a problem with it being in a raceway, but
right.
then I've got to look at the termination point, because I'm already getting permission and tell me I can install it in any raceway. But if I'm going to do that, why am I going to do that? And that's why I would come over here and look at this, and I would say it's due because I had physical damage.
Yeah, so I kind of got a lot of you guys out there in the comments, which I was really impressed with. And we ran into this before, where a lot of people think that you run MC cable instead of Romex, because then the MC cable, is going to protect it from physical damage. That is actually a myth too. So we'll have to run that one. I think I have ran something similar to that before, James. I don't know if you saw that one that was that MC cable that was just pulverized by that.
Yeah,
Whatever they
I
were
saw
hitting
it.
with it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,